This on my wrist here is the brand new Fitbit Charge 3. I have been using it for a couple of weeks, and in this video I want to give you my honest review by sharing with you 3 things that I love and 3 things that I hate about the Fitbit Charge 3. Welcome back to the channel, guys and girls. Now before I get into today's video, if you're new around here, welcome. Do smash that subscribe button down below to join me here on the channel. Plus, if you want to see more videos like this, including a review that I did of the Fitbit Versa, then stay tuned to the end of this video. Right, let's start off by talking about the 3 things that I love about the Fitbit Charge 3. And number 1 to begin with is the design. So the Fitbit Charge 3 is based off the design that we've seen in the Charge 2 from yesteryears, but it's refined. There's something about the design on this that I like a lot, and I think it's just, there's nothing sort of dramatically different about it, but it's just done very, very well. There are small enhancements, both from the overall aesthetics all the way through to the way that it's sort of used day in, day out, that make the design really good. First thing you'll notice is that it's less of a blocky kind of look. It's got a much more kind of uniform look. Everything looks like it's one unit. The second thing is that you will find it's a much better fit on the wrist. Now I have 6.5-inch wrists, and I find that this fits on the wrist very, very well. Now, on occasions, I might wear the Charge 3 with a traditional watch, usually on the other hand. I don't feel it gets in the way. I think from a design, the Charge 3 sits in between the Fitbit Ionic, the Fitbit Versa, and the Alta or the Alta HR. Now, I also have an Alta HR, and what I find about the Charge 3 is that it does offer you more information, and that's because it has a larger display, and a display that you can actually interact with. The larger display over here isn't without fault. I will talk about those in the 3 things that I dislike, but I think it does a really good job. The other thing about the display is that actually swiping through to get through, let's say, notifications or get through particular apps on the Fitbit Charge 3 are quite easy. I found here in Dubai and Abu Dhabi, it's a good display because the sun doesn't really affect it out in the sunlight. It's still easy to see, it's still easy to read information that you might find on there. The other thing when it comes to the design is something that I complained about in the Fitbit Versa review. The straps are super easy to change, and I like the way that, you know, Fitbit have paid attention to that. Really easy, there's no kind of fiddling around as much as what you would have found on the Versa. Nice and easy, and you can change those straps in an instant. Button. Now there is a inductive button on the side, which basically looks like a groove. Every time you press it, you get some kind of taptic feedback, and that will allow you to go back to essentially the home screen. I don't use that as much as I did on the Versa, for example, but it is nice to see here, and it means that you're going to have less issues with, you know, another part of the device that stops working, plus much better rating for water resistance and dust resistance as well. So point number 2, what I love about this is the fact that the battery life is absolutely astonishing. The battery life on this is supposed to be about a week. If you turn off all of the notifications and just stick with the necessary notifications, I think you're gonna get much longer than a week's battery life. I've got over a week on a single charge on this Charge 3, and I think that's one of the things that really sets it aside from some of the other fitness trackers that are out there. Point number 3, the third thing that I really like, and the third thing that we've seen in other Fitbits, for example, the Versa, the Ionic, is the fact that this is now, in this form factor, water friendly. So you can take this swimming, you can go up to 50 meters deep, and it should work perfectly fine. That means that for swimming, for water related things, getting in the shower, simple things like that, you no longer need to take your Fitbit off. And that's one of the issues that I've had with some of the other fitness trackers. The Alta HR is one of my favorite fitness trackers just because it's so small, it kind of tucks away under a cuff or whatever. That is not water resistance, and it means that when I go swimming, which I do regularly, or if I go into the shower, I need to take it off. Whereas with this, that is not an issue. Alright, so we've spoken about the 3 things that I really like about the Charge 3. Let's talk about the 3 things that I'm not a big fan of. Number 1, coming back to that display, it is a very nice, vibrant display, but on occasions I've noticed a slight lag on the display, and this is something that I've updated my Fitbit, I've reset my Fitbit, and I still find that there's a lag there. Having spoken to other users of the Fitbit Charge 3, they've also reported there is a slight lag, and sometimes, you know, when you're just in the mode, you need to get some information quickly, or you need to just start a quick workout, it can be a bit cumbersome. That delay of just a few microseconds can be enough to just make this whole thing feel slow, which is unfortunate. I hope Fitbit can fix this with a further update, but for now, that's something that you need to be aware of. The second thing that I dislike, which is still related to the display, is the fact that we still have bezels on this Charge 3. You'll notice that down at the bottom we have the Fitbit logo. That's there, that's a static logo. It would have been nice to have just a bit more closer to the edge screen. Would have got more information, it would be easier on the eyes. It's just that small addition that hopefully in the future Fitbit can fix, that will give you basically maximum screen exposure with the Charge 3. The final thing, something that the Fitbit Charge 3 is lacking, particularly for those of you that are runners, is GPS. There is no GPS function and feature on the Charge 3, which surprised me a little because it's almost like Fitbit give you what you are asking for and then take something away at the same time. And that would have been nice to see included on the Charge 3. I don't know what the limitations of technology were with including a GPS, but that means that it kind of pushes you over to either the Ionic or the Versa if you're looking for that GPS experience. And the thing is, the Fitbit Charge 3 does an excellent job at sticking with fitness. It's really designed and aimed at being the fitness tracker. But with the lack of GPS, it just means that for people who are runners, for people that require GPS, they're going to be missing out on something that has an incredible form factor. Alright guys, that's it for this wrap up. 3 things that I like, 3 things that I dislike. Let me make this absolutely clear. I think if you are looking for a designated fitness tracker that is around about $150 then the Fitbit Charge 3 does an excellent job. Not only is it designed well, not only does it deal with Fitbit's excellent fitness tracking capabilities. The app that I've spoken about in other videos is incredible. I like the way that everything is in one app with tons of information at your disposal. I think the way that the Fitbit community generally as a whole, with forums, with the number of people that actually use Fitbit devices, is a great asset to any Fitbit product. I think if you're looking for something that deals solely with the fitness tracking capabilities, then the Charge 3 is an excellent device worth considering. Right guys, that's it from me for now in this video. If you've enjoyed it, smash that like button down below, and as I said at the beginning of this video, join me here on the channel by hitting subscribe. That's it from me for now. I'm EMKWAN. This has been the Fitbit Charge 3. Peace and blessings. See you soon.